Power Automate can be used to automate actions such as sending emails, tweeting messages, or creating tasks. It's part of the Office 365 suite, so you can access it through portal.office.com or just office.com, and access it through the app launcher on the left-hand side. The easiest way to create a flow is to start from a template. And there are hundreds of templates to choose from. So if I scroll down, you can see that there are top picks available. And there are different categories that you can choose from, or you could choose to create a workflow based on the different services that Power Automate works with. The flow I'm going to create is to do with approving a response to a form. So a bit of context, for our Microsoft Office Specialist and our Microsoft Technology Associate courses, we require that learners complete a Gmetrics practice test in order to sit the real thing. Learners then complete the form created using Microsoft Forms to tell us when they have completed that practice test. We then need to approve that submission on the form. We need to check whether they have indeed completed that practice test and then authorize them to sit the real thing, or otherwise reject that application. And we can do that in Power Automate. We can automate parts of that process using Power Automate. So I'm going to search for a flow that is used to approve a form. And it's this one here that I want to choose. Start an approval process and send an email on Microsoft Forms submission. If I select that template, it will connect together the different services that are required. Now that it's done that, I can continue to edit my flow. So working from the top, I need to select the form that this relates to. If I open this drop down, it shows me all the forms that I can access. It's this one here, Gmetrics test completion. So when a new response is submitted on this form, I need to get the response details again from that form. And then it will start an approval process. So again, I can customize this as I need. So my approval will be a Gmetrics practice exam approval. So that's the title of the approval. And I can choose who to assign this approval to. So I'll assign it to my colleagues in the digital skills team. So they will be the ones approving or declining the requests. Cancel. That will then send an email and a message through the approval app in Teams. So the email will look something like that. So when an entry is submitted to the form, the flow will send an approval message to those people. And then I can customize that message. So at the moment, the only details there are the person requesting the approval and the submission time. Well, I can add dynamic content. So I could add questions from the form to that notification, to that email that my team get. So I could add the question about what's your Gmetrics username. I could ask the question about the date that they completed the practice exam, and I could format that more nicely. So my team then get that message, which they can approve or reject directly through the email that they get, or through the Teams app. If they approve the request, it will send an email, and you can again specify using dynamic content who this email should go to. So I'm going to send it to the person who submitted the form, and I could add extra detail there. If they reject the request, a different email is sent. So if I show you the actual flow, okay, we've added an extra step here to get some extra details from the user's profile, so we can get their name, which makes it a bit easier for us to approve or decline the request. And as well as having an actual, a well-written email, we've also written each of these responses to a SharePoint list, a Microsoft list. So we've connected the list action, and we can write all these approvals into a SharePoint list so that we have a record of them that we can refer back to.